Well, back again this year is, Haltech as the title partner. Coming out in a very big way is BF Goodrich Tires. Very happy to have them back with us. Summit Racing is a phenomenal partner that's back again this year. Toyo Tires has been around for a really long time, and they're a great partner to Hyperfest. They're back. Of course, the Army, the United States Air Force, Works, who they're back again. Coney Shocks is back, and they have been probably the longest running partner that we have. Monster Energy is probably the second longest running partner. They are great. We have another brand new partner in MA Performance. Of course, Exity's been around for a really long time, and they're helping to sponsor the rally ride-alongs. What used to be Race Treads now is Tire Agent. Tire Agent is back again this year. Ready to Rock Mustangs, which is RTR Mustang from Von Gittin Jr. XComp Tires is back again for the second time this year, and they are very excited to come back, and we're very excited to see them. And then, of course, VP Fuels is back again. So we are real happy to have all of these partners.
Green flag.
Welcome to the Blind Apex Podcast, where amateur club racers tune in to get faster.
This episode is brought to you by Works Fuel Systems. Use Apex 10 at checkout to save on fueling your passion. If you want to support this podcast, or any podcast really, share the podcast with friends. Word of mouth is the best way to grow a podcast. It's officially Hyperfest time. Joining me, Hyperfest and Regional Director, the voice of the sweet, sweet wake-up call of NASA Mid-Atlantic, Specky 30 champ. He's a Stillers fan through and through. Christopher Cobetto, welcome back to the podcast, sir.
Kinder and gentler Con Turk. It is absolutely something I look forward to, and it's an honor to be back.
Yeah, so you're going to start terrible rumors with this kinder, gentler stuff. Let's not start those rumors. I'm still the jerk I always been, but yes. How long have we known each other? Like 25 years, probably, something like that.
Yeah, man. It's the 27th year of NASA Mid-Atlantic, and we've been doing the Hyperfest since 2002. So technically, it's our 24th anniversary of Hyperfest. I don't know when you started. I know that you started with the Madison Motorsports guys long time ago. Was that like 03 maybe?
I know I worked the first Hyperfest, and I worked an event or two before then.
Yeah, man.
So it might have been 2002-ish, maybe.
Oh yeah, then 24 years. You have had I have had the pleasure. You've had the misfortune of knowing each other.
I think it's the other way around, but we'll go with the misfortune on my side, or your side, I mean. But anyway, okay. So we're going to talk Hyperfest, and we have other episodes on Hyperfest. I do want to cover the current status. We are recording about 5 days before this goes out, so most of the information will be pretty accurate, right?
Yeah.
So, because I want to get into, ticketing, what phase we're in, what's sold out, what's not sold out, that kind of thing. So,
yeah.
But I want to start with Christopher Cobetto. Are you busy?
Oh, man. It's starting we work on Hyperfest year round, right? Even though it is only taking place on one weekend. But yeah, once we get out of PRI early December, there are deals and, try to get partnerships and things like that go out. And starting in the beginning of January, the 12-hour days begin. And, a lot of times right now it's, you get up, have a cup of coffee, 8 o'clock in the morning, you're on the computer checking emails. If I haven't done that already, while I'm drinking coffee, and maybe roll back into bed at 11 o'clock or 11:30, and typically eating lunch in front of the computer. So yeah, man, it's very busy. It's an amazing amount of detail that goes into putting this thing on.
So Hyperfest this year, May 15th to 17th, Virginia International Raceway.
Yep,
right?
that's correct.
So let's talk a little bit. This is what number race is it for the Mid-Atlantic region when we get to May?
It'll be our third weekend. So we typically do 3 races per weekend. So the first race on Saturday at Hyperfest will be the 7th race of the season.
Okay. And I don't know because I forgot to look this up, and Jack will probably get really angry, but are we racing HFGT during this weekend?
During Hyperfest?
Yeah.
Absolutely. HFGT,
Okay.
HFGT, that's Saturday at noon. Come out. We have the Star Spangled Banner. Drivers, start your engines. And the pageantry and the glory that is HFGT. And the timing is actually very, very good because Toyo is the title sponsor for the remainder of the 2026 season. And just throwing a little bit of news in there that anybody racing in HFGT, if they win on Toyo tires, Toyo is going to give a free set of tires to the winner in the size on which they drove. So, I mean, that depending upon the size of the tire, I mean, that could be a $1,000 to $1,800 prize for somebody for coming out and participating in HFGT.
Yeah, so my lowly H2 car tire bill is almost $1,300 for a full set. So when you look at 18s on BMWs, the price will go up.
It does. By the way, speaking of your Honda, just briefly, I have to bring it up as we're on this podcast, and everybody in Deechworks land out there is listening. Con won his first race ever. Just didn't see the champagne room shower that he got on the winner's circle at VIR by his buddies.
Yeah. Yes. So if you drive a Honda and race in Super Touring, I dislike you because Honda Challenge is the best Honda family out there, period. So I'm just putting that out there. I would have loved to have a bigger crowd. I would have loved to not blown up my clutch on Sunday morning, but yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that your car broke. That's par for the course.
Yeah, you were distracted with the half dozen to a dozen Miatas that decided turn 4 and 5A, 5B were not their friends anymore. So
yeah, it was a challenge. Yeah, that was definitely a challenge. You guys were out ahead of that. And I happen to be, because Jack had put me on pole basically Sunday morning, I get out there and I'm running, and all of a sudden yellows come out. I'm side by side with Ronan Harper, and I had a nose on him, so he backed out and came through. Yeah, basically came through 5A right in the air, and there was a Miata smack it. There's one on top of each other, drivers left. There's one spun completely sideways in the middle of the track, and then there's one off driver's right. And so I backed off maybe a little bit hard because I got doinked in the back, but. Yeah, that was, and just to say, I barely ever drive anymore. And I was out front. I was really having fun. And that race kind of got messed up. And so the afternoon race I wanted to run in, and I told Jack I wanted to run in that race. And, he pouted and he said, no, I'm running in that race. He's going to listen to this podcast. So I'm doing this just for him. But he wouldn't let his father race his own race car. I let him know.
And why was he borrowing your race car?
Well, he's not borrowing it. Technically, it's he drives it most at this point, And I love watching Jack race, and he is a phenomenal driver. But and I am rusty. There's no question about it. I mean, he's driven so much that I can still stay up front for the most part, but I make mistakes, and just kills me that I'm making these mistakes that I just know that I would have never made, 10 years ago before he was driving it so much. But anyway, yeah, congratulations on your first win. That was really the whole point of this.
Well, I appreciate it, Chris. We are not getting any younger, so to even get one at my age feels all right, So I am the old man in the Honda Challenge paddock. So
More gas, less brake, man. More gas, less brake.
that's basically the recipe. So, when you get a coach, that's what you're going to hear from them. At least I'm assuming. I haven't had my debrief with my coach yet, so we'll see.
Yeah, who's your coach?
But Scott Robertson of Robertson Racing will be coaching me this year.
Oh, okay.
We're doing some after action. We're doing some sim time, and I'm hopefully going to be uploading during Hyperfest so he can coach me day of, because I am anticipating a tremendous Honda Challenge field, a huge road racing presence at Hyperfest this year. That's what I'm looking for. So
I hope so, man. It's always fun, and we always get a good crowd. There's no question about it on the road race side. I mean, we'll have 180 drivers out there, and in road racing cars, if it's typical, compared with a lot of other amateur type of events and organizations, the numbers that we get on the road race side dwarf just about everything else out there.
For sure. So let's talk a little bit about the passes for this year. So we have general admission, VIP, and VIP plus.
Right. Yep.
So I looked it up because Chris admitted that he didn't do enough homework because he's been busy lining everything up for Hyperfest. So I checked the website. We're in phase 2, which means it's $90 a ticket, and it's only going to go up from here as tickets are sold or time elapses. So, yeah,
correct.
Let's talk about what general admission gets you.
Well, I mean, it's a 3-day event, right? So the general admission gets you into the event, and that gets you the opportunity to then, if you want to go for drifting rides, if you want to go for off-road rides, if you want to go for, say, for example, like BF Goodrich racetrack rides. We have several cars out there, and you can go for a ride in one of the E46s. If you want to spend a little bit more money, we're going to have an Australian V8 supercar there, which we did last year, by the way. But unfortunately, it was the Australian V8 supercars had gotten there. It was really tight when they had arrived, and so the cars never really got a chance to get sorted like we would have liked to, and they created some problems. And so, unfortunately, for the people that had signed up for those rides, we had to refund them. But this year we only have one car coming out, but it's straight from Australia, mate, and it'll be giving rides on Friday and Saturday at VIR. But anyway, that's in terms of what it gets you. It gets you to be able to watch the burnout contest. It gets you to be able to participate in any kind of the fun, free games that are there, like the blind driver golf cart racing. We have something new this year. And we have two kind of things where we have hippity hop races, which those are things that they're huge round balls you put between your legs with a handle, and you bounce on those things as a kid. They make adult versions of those. And then we have tricycles, and the tricycles are sort of bigger tricycles, but they're sort of made for kids, but adults can get on there, and it's pretty funny. And so we'll have those races. That's actually a blast from the past. We did that a long time ago at Summit Point. So we're bringing those things out of storage. Power Wheels, Coney, the Coney downhill attack. Bring your Barbie cart or your G.I. Joe Jeep, the ride along thing, and you pull the motor, pull the battery, put a helmet on, and you get to go down the roller coaster. These guys get going like 35 to 38 miles an hour.
They do.
It's phenomenal fun to watch. The burnout contest, come on out. It's it's a good prize. We get $500. If you win the burnout contest, it's very well attended. The drift, there are drifting games. You get a chance to watch those things. You can participate in the burnout contest without it costing you anything. So there's a lot of stuff that the ticket itself gets you as far as just being able to watch everything. You get a chance to, see Von Gittin Jr. and Chelsea Denofa, and who else can be there? We have, Blake Wilkie, who is, jumping all kinds of stuff. We have Ultra 4 demonstrations. So if you don't know what Ultra 4, it's like the Iron Man of off-roading. They build these machines that are huge horsepower. They can jump things, they can crawl things, and they do it as a timed type of a race. So it's really very interesting to see what's going on over in Dirt World with Hyperfest. But your ticket buys you a lot of things that you can watch. And if you don't want to do any of the ride-alongs, you can still participate in some of the games. The hot pep reading contest. The hot pep reading contest winner wins a clutch kit from Exidy. I mean, that could be like $600, $700 prize for eating the most jalapenos. So there's a lot of stuff you get just with the ticket. And then if you want to, if you want to go buy extra, stuff to play with, you can.
For sure. I did want to note that active duty on the website says active duty is free, and veterans are locked in at 75. There is no tier or phasing for you guys. So
yeah,
I know that NASA Mid-Atlantic specifically always supports our troops. So, and I'm sure they'll be out there because they had hey, you guys want to buck up? I know they had the pull-up bar out last year and the year before at least. So you guys can start doing pull-ups, get your pull-ups in and try to get your name on the list.
Well, we have the Army will be back, and the Air Force is back as, partners of the event. And they're great. And they've got some really fun displays that they're going to have. They're very interactive. There are games that you can play with that. We have Monster. They'll have, I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do, but they're talking about bringing some Sims out that they can play with. But we have a variety of, there's a lot of stuff within the partners and the vendors that they bring out because they want to have something to talk about and have something for people to do. So it's really nice because they provide some entertainment and they're also partners. So it's kind of fun that way. But yeah, man, as far as the military goes, I personally never served. My dad was actually in the Navy back in Korea, and I have a huge amount of respect for everybody in the military. It's current, the veterans, and we partner up with Racing for Heroes as well as Warriors in Motion, and we allow those guys to be able to generate donations and things like that, through activities that are available at the event. So for the BF Goodrich tires side-by-side drives, you pay a fee to drive a side-by-side, but the money ends up going to Racing for Heroes. They're providing the side-by-sides that you get a chance to drive, and whatever money you put in there to go have fun driving those side-by-sides, and they're cool. I mean, they're really, really cool Polaris side-by-sides, but it helps them. If you do the BF Goodrich tires racetrack ride-alongs for the Warriors in Motion, any of the proceeds from those ends up going to that organization. It's all to help. Those are all to help the veterans. But I mean, I'm probably pontificating way too much, but we love anybody in the military, and so we're happy to help out and give discounts to the vets, and certainly we want people to be able to come out and relax and enjoy themselves that are currently, in service.
Awesome. So quickly, let's touch on the VIP stuff. So I'll run through that. It's VIP is one VIP ticket entry, one VIP parking, VIP drift viewing area at the Patriot course, air conditioning VIP lounge in the North Paddock, don't pass that up. You're going to need it. Hyperfest it just gets that way. VIP club Hyperfest viewing area by the stage. Private bathrooms, also key. And then 2 free drink vouchers. That's a bonus on top. The VIP Plus is all of that for 2 people, but you get Thursday early access. So early afternoon on Thursday, probably when the racers get in, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, you get to get in and set up a little early and beat the rush. So if there's 2 of you going, I recommend VIP Plus.
Well, the VIP Plus, the main thing is, and you're right, it's Thursday entry, but you get camping in infield east. So it's car camp. You get a car camping slot in infield east. So
okay,
that's nice.
I see that now.
I mean, it's a really nice thing to have. Yeah, there's no question about it. The VIP stuff is nice. The air conditioning is nice. A couple of drink tickets is great. There are a couple of observation, spots that only one can go to, including right above the pagoda. So that deck, that ends up being that room that's inside of the deck. That's the air conditioning area. That's only for VIP, and it's nice. I mean, if I were going to go to the event and I wasn't having to put it on, that's what I would choose.
For sure. If I weren't racing and camping myself, that would be what I would need in my life,
Yep.
I think.
Yeah.
So one thing about camping, there's RV camping. There's RV camping with limited electric hookups. Trackside car and RV campsites, they're still available. And there's a family quieter camping area. And I really must say thank you, Chris, because us old people need to leave the party. I know you guys really love Club Hyperfest, but at some point I got to put earplugs in and go to bed. So,
well, I understand. And actually, given my age, I don't do a whole lot of clubbing anymore. But I will say that, I go back as the father of the event, right? I want to go around and I want to make sure everybody's enjoying themselves, because in the end, I'm throwing a big party. And, when you throw a big party, you're the last one to necessarily have fun at the party. But the goal of it is to make sure everybody else is having a good time. And so in my rounds, I'll go by Club Hyperfest. And invariably, I'll end up sitting up there and I go back and forth between the wings and I talk to all the partners. And, it's really cool because, Von Gittin Jr. will be up there. Chelsea Denofo will be up there. Some of the pro drivers that we have. And just all the people that we've worked with, with the partners, the staff, everything sort of ends up there on Saturday night. And it's the last sort of release, and it's great. It's just the energy is just really, really wonderful. The music is fun. The dancing is fun. And even me being the old guy, I get energized. It's great. So anyway, I'm pontificating again, but
you like doing that, Chris. One day you're going to have your own podcast and it's going to be amazing. So you can pontificate and all that jazz.
The problem is that anybody who I interview will never get a chance to talk.
Maybe. You've mentioned partners a couple of times now, so let's shout out to the partners that have signed as of recording.
Well, it's a pretty long list, actually. Haltech, of course, is back as the title sponsor for the event, and they've been for several years. They're a really good partner, and we look forward to having those guys back. New is BF Goodrich Tires. BF Goodrich Tires is there are a variety of things they're doing, but they have done naming of the pace car and the lead car rides, the racetrack rides, the 4x4 off-road rides. That's like the slow speed kind of stuff where you're climbing and you 45-degree angles, that sort of thing. And then the drives, the side-by-side drives. So they're here in a very big way. We're real happy to have them. Of course, the Army and the Air Force we talked about before. Summit Racing is going to be there, and they're going to have a lot of really cool swag they're giving away, as well as selling there at the event that is specific to Hyperfest, like umbrellas and coolers and water bottles. Really, really cool stuff. Toyo is back. They've been around. They've been for a long time. Works. I think you know those guys. Every
I
every
do.
every wristband that everybody has that comes through the event, the thousands and thousands and thousands of those, they're gonna carry the Works logo on there. So we're happy to have those guys back. Coney Shocks has been sponsor slash partner of Hyperfest for well over 15 years, and they are back, and they'll be giving rides on the skid pad, and they will in a Coney equipped car, and then they will be, of course, they're the title sponsor for the Power Wheels Attack, which is great, but they're phenomenal. Monster Energy, again, they've been with us for well over a decade. They are great. They continue to bring support and entertainment. So they're a great partner. They're a big partner of the Club Hyperfest. And certainly with all that's going on at Hyperfest, you need some extra energy. So they have plenty of it there that they're just giving away and saying, here, try this stuff as samples.
And by sample, he means they're handing out full cold cans, usually.
Full cold cans. Yep. Yeah. Yep. There's a company called MA Performance, and so they will be there. That's a new partner for the year, and they are actually they're the partner for the skid pad. So everything that's happening on the skid pad is happening on the MA Performance skid pad. So that's just it's great. It's just going to be a lot of fun. We have some extra stuff. Blake Wilkie's going to be jumping over. Von Gittin Jr. and Chelsea Denoff and the guys from Drift HQ are all going to be there. Plus, we've got the Monster Motocross team that's going to be jumping. And then we have Twin Cities Stunts. I think it's Twins. Drawing a blank right now. It's bad. But really, really good guys that are stunt bike guys. And they've introduced a couple of Legends cars into their routine. So all of that stuff's going on the skid pad, kind of a crazy central circus, which is good. Exity is back. Exity Clutches is great. And I'm just making this so long. We have so many great partners. And then Tire Agent, which used to be Race Treads. So Tire Agent actually is back. And then, of course, RTR Mustang, and those are the ones that. Oh, and XComp Tire. I can't believe I forgot that, or almost forgot it. But I'm going down my list here. But yeah, XComp Tire is back, and they're helping to bring out Blake Wilkie. So we have a lot of really good partners, man. I mean, and everybody's authentic, and they all get it.
Yeah. So I have a couple more questions for you, Chris, because I've been doing this Hyperfest thing for a while. One, this is just a comment. As of recording 5 days before the release of the episode, only the blind golf cart races are sold out, which our friend Jaime from Race FF Pod won last year. But he's not going to be back to defend his title, so I'm a little disappointed in that. But yeah, he won that last year, but it's sold out. But look, it's spring cleaning time. Get your Coney Power Wheels downhill attack cars ready. Just drive down the road on your way to work. Somebody's cleaning out their garage, and there's got to be a Power Wheels in your neighborhood somewhere.
Well, and keep in mind, the reason why it's not sold, and when we say sold out, I just want to let people know these are free things to do. The blind driver, golf cart racing. That you just have to register for it. It doesn't cost you anything. Same thing with the Power Wheels, the Coney Power Wheels Attack. Mind you, though, there are about 100. I think we have it set at 140. So it's only the top. It's like the first 60 actually get to run in the competition. Okay. So whoever signs up, it's the first 60 that goes. We go through three 20-person heat races, and we pull out the top the top three of each one of those races. And then we have sort of a director's choice, so to speak, for that last one. And then we have the top 10 basically go down, and that's the trophy race. However, if you didn't get signed up in time for that, but you still want to go down for the all race, then we've got the big race. And that is basically everybody up to that point that has participated, plus everybody else that wants to participate. So and you may only get one run down, but don't hesitate to sign up, because the all race is really what everybody wants to see, because that's when you have 100 to 120 cars all going at it. And we do it as an old Le Mans style start, where everybody has to run across the track and jump in their vehicle and start going down the hill. That's the fun one to watch. They're all fun to watch, but that's don't. There's a lot of spots there, but it's not like it's not popular. We've got a lot of people already signed up for the Power Wheels.
Yeah, and what I meant by sold out for the blind golf cart races, I don't believe they're accepting anymore because all the time slots are filled. So there are time restrictions.
There are,
if I remember correctly.
But I will say this, though, the history of it is such that even though people are signed up, sometimes they don't make it. And so if it's something that you want to do, it takes place on Saturday right around lunchtime. Schedule will be out soon. But if it's something you dig, definitely show up, because if somebody doesn't show up that's pre-signed up, the announcer is going to pull you out of the crowd. So you just put your hand up, and you may have an opportunity actually to do it.
Might as well, right? If you get a shot at it, take it.
Yep.
So here's my next question, because in all the things we've talked about, the lawnmower racing is not back. Has Hyperfest outgrown VIR?
No, there's no. It's a huge facility, but the off-road side is where we can grow some. And so VIR is actually putting in some infrastructure into the off-road side of it. At the moment, right now, it's a little bit wild west over there. And so when you have a spectator event, you got to make sure everybody is safe, and you want to make sure that access to different areas are controlled. So that's actually happening over time. One of the first things I want to bring back is the mower racing, the lawnmower races, because it's definitely very Hyperfest, but that's going to be the place that we're going to be doing it.
Okay. I just want to make sure, because it was a blast a couple of years ago. I watched and I was like, I need to go find a busted lawnmower and hot rod it out, because these guys are crazy. So
we loved it. I mean, and like you say, it's just everybody wants to camp on the infield, and so we used to take up a lot of space with that. And as the event grew with partners and vendors and and people wanting to camp, unfortunately, and it's not because we don't love them. I love Dave and those guys, but it just trying to find a spot for them. And I'm hoping with the expansion of Dirt World, we're going to be able to give them a good slot.
Awesome. I'm just glad to hear they might be coming back soon. So,
yep.
Awesome. What are we missing about Hyperfest this year, Chris? What have we not talked about?
Well, I mean, we already talked about the Ultra 4, and we talked about the drives, the BF Goodrich tires, side-by-side drives. That stuff is new. We pretty much talked about most of the new stuff. It's kind of like getting a race car sorted, is what the event is like. There are a lot of things that people really like that we want to continue to do. We try to come up with new things, because as the Automotive Amusement Park, just like any other amusement park, you want to come up with something that's new and different every year if you can. And so Ultra 4, that's very cool. That's very cool. People are going to dig the sort of the dirt world side of things. The skid pad. We're going to have a lot of people on the skid pad at one time, drifting and motorcycling and jumping and doing fun things like that. So we continue to just tweak and to make things just a little bit better every time. Just like I said, just like a race car, you get it put together and then it runs, then you sort it and you do little tweaks to make it better and better and better. And that's how I sort of, help the team to make Hyperfest better.
Yeah, so if you don't know, the Ultra 4s, I just looked them up because I had to make sure it wasn't like the King of the Hammers trucks. These are
It is King of the Hammers trucks.
Is it? The Ultra 4s are?
Yeah, Ultra 4 is, that's all. It's all hooked up. The guys who run King of the Hammers are coming out to do the demonstration.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so if you've ever thought about King of the Hammers, you get to see these guys up in person. So they look pretty awesome, and they're hauling the mail. So hopefully we got them a little extra space there, Chris. But
we've got some extra space, and you'll actually be able to, assuming your clutch is in the car when you go down into turn one. It's high at VIR. It's entirely possible that as you look over to the left, you'll see one of these guys, or several of these guys, doing their demonstration, basically driver's left of turn one. Don't let that distract you.
Yeah. Okay. Let me put this caveat out for anybody new coming to race at Hyperfest. Tire smoke going through the uphill S's is not anything to worry about. The drone will get out of your way, and there will be things everywhere. So keep your eyes where your eyes need to be. Look forward on the track. Keep your eyes up, but try not to get distracted because there's a lot going on.
Yeah, typically, if Friday, all the drifting is going on Friday, and like you say, you're going into the uphill S's and you see smoke, and or coming down the back straight, and you see smoke, and the first time that it happens, your spidey senses are like, whoa, and then you're like, oh wait, that's the drifters, and then by the time you do 3 laps, you're like, whatever, that's the drifters, and so it's not crazy, but yeah, the drones are going to be there. We need to get good footage of you while you're out there, man.
Yeah, assuming I'll be out there for more than one race, so
I'm sure that everything will be wonderful.
I'm hoping so. We'll get the clutch put in this weekend, I think. So no worries trying to make Summit Point and then trying to make Hyperfest. So, but
yeah, I don't know that I'll be racing at Summit Point, and I definitely won't be racing at Hyperfest. Jack will be racing Little 14, which is the Spec E30 car. He has a new livery that he is going to be revealing at Hyperfest that he's pretty proud of, and those that are fans of a particular, small die-cast car collection will probably recognize how this thing is put together. But that's all the hint I'm going to give. But the car's looking cool, and
the last time you gave hints on this podcast, you made me delete the information. So
did I really?
Yeah, it didn't come to fruition, but I was hoping it would. So we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember honestly even what that was, but yeah, it's gonna be a cool thing. Maybe good racing.
Is his M3 going to be ready for Hyperfest in HFGT?
So that's the livery I'm talking about. I'm not talking the livery on the E30. I'm talking about the livery on the E46, the M3. So the livery's ready. The brakes have come in. The tires have come in. At VIR, he blew. I would say he blew. I think they were going anyway, but the front shocks blew. So this weekend he is pulling those off of the car, sending them to a place called Anzi they're down in Florida now. And that guy said that he can get them back to him in the next couple of weeks. So that thing should be ready to go for Hyperfest. I know he's going to take it to, I don't think they know it yet, but it's going to go into Quantum Speedworks. They're at VIR for corner balancing and an alignment. So yeah, he'll have new shocks, new brakes, sticker tires, a new livery, car corner balanced, and aligned. So he keeps saying, man, if I don't turn a 204, I got to turn a 204 with the way this thing is going. So we'll see. Car looks good. I've seen pictures.
It's only money. It's only money, right? That's what we live with. We have to convince ourselves it's only money. He'll make more tomorrow.
Well, he's young.
So,
He's young. He's 24 and he has himself an E46 M3 race car. Let's see, when did I get my first race car? It was a first generation RX-7 with a pretty nasty 12A that had been street ported because that's what was allowed in the class that I was running at the time. I was street ported by a guy named Brett DePedro at RP Performance and dynoed that thing with a Caillou Kudu intake. It was a Caillou Kudu intake that was sold. What was the name of the company? HKS. HKS sold it a million years ago. And it's interesting. We dynoed that. And then there was another one from another company, and I won't say who it was, but we dynoed the Caillou Kudu and we did back to back. We changed it out, same carburetor and everything. And that Caillou Kudu was worth like 12 horsepower, which in a car that's developing 200, I think total is about 220 is what the horsepower developed. And the thing weighed 1,900 pounds. So it was an angry little RX-7. It was just so much fun. But that was my first car, Jack's first race car. And I had that when I was 31, I think. Jack's 24. He's already been racing for 8 years. And he's got himself an E46 M3. So he's doing the right thing. Got the bearings done and the rod bearings done. And it already had the subframe reinforcement. Yeah, subframe reinforcements. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I think that thing coming out to Hyperfest, it's going to be right.
Well, hopefully, because the competition is going to be stiff in HFGT. So
it is. Yeah, it is
real stiff.
Well, he'll be running, I think, HFGT. I don't know if he's going to run ST4 or not that weekend. I know he's going to he'll run the E30.
Okay.
So he's going to be driving a lot.
He's young. He can handle it, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
More so than I can.
All right, Chris, anything left in the tank on Hyperfest?
No, I think so, man. We've gone all over the partners. The partners are all great. It's just the ticketing is good. We don't have a whole lot left of the the phase 2 tickets. I mean, we were just talking about it yesterday, and we're going to do some news in the social media to let people know that tier 2 or phase 2, phase 2 is pretty much done. We're about to bump to phase 3. So, and we're ahead. I mean, right now there are more people who have purchased tickets at this particular time of year than there were last year at this same time. So that it just means it's just people love the event. We're very fortunate. People have mentioned that it's authentic, it's genuine, and people genuinely have fun at it. And if you're the guy throwing the party, there's nothing more that you want to hear. There's nothing better that you can hear than that.
I'll tell you, the best stuff I read is when we're on the Facebook groups or whatever, we're going through, me, I'm trying to sell the road race stuff because, we're the premier Honda class in the United States. And so I'm always trying to promote Honda Challenge for us. But when you got guys and gals who are like, I've been going for 15 years or 20 years, and they don't care if it goes to New Jersey or wherever, they're going to keep coming because they have that much fun. I think that says the quality that you're putting out there for this event, Chris.
Well, I appreciate that, but the reality is that it's everybody that surrounds us. I mean, everybody does a phenomenal job. Everybody loves this stuff, and I don't know. I'm glad to hear that everybody's enjoying it. I'm glad you were enjoying it.
For sure. All right, Chris, it's been a pleasure. I will see you in roughly 3 weeks. So you only have 3 weeks more of these 12-hour days before we go to Summit Point Raceway.
Well, then it becomes 16-hour days after that.
Then enjoy your 12-hour days.
That's right. That's right. And trust me, man. All right, wait, what is it? May 15th to 17th?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, on the evening of the 17th, there's going to be a steak and maybe what some people refer to as a V&T in my hand. And it's a very peaceful thing on Sunday evening at VIR after everything is done. Everybody is, sort of gone, and it's very quiet, and the sunset goes down. It's one of my favorite times of the year. And so I look forward to everybody coming out and having fun and having a lot of smiles. So look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks, man.
All right. Take care.
All right. Thanks, Con.
Until next time, keep working on yourself, keep working on the car, and let's get faster.